Well, hi there guys and welcome to another video. So guys, today you find me sat in the garden ready for a bit of a hair trimming. I'll ask my wife to join me, I think. Oh wife, would you join me with some hair cutting equipment?
I have hair cutting equipment.
What a jolly interesting coincidence that you happen to be walking around with hair cutting equipment right when I was sat ready to have my hair cut.
Yeah.
Well guys, as it is a lockdown, one doesn't travel to one's barber, and one has one's wife cut one's hair. So, without further ado, wife, would you like to begin?
I'd like to begin.
Thank you. And what settings are you using today?
The one where I turn it on the switch.
Well, you turn it on at the plug. Now, this doesn't happen when one goes to a professional barber. But that's probably because the professional barber doesn't have to use an extension lead for one's clippers from inside the house.
There we go.
And so it begins. Well, yes, it's been an interesting lockdown 2.0 so far. For me, it's really just a continuation of lockdown 1.0 because I don't think I've been out any more in 2.0 than I did 1.0 or any of the time in between. In so much as I have very little reason to go out. I think I did visit the office on 3 occasions, I think, post-lockdown 1, before lockdown 2. But other than that, no, barely left the house. In fact, I think my wife, the last 2 times I needed to pick up my prescription, you happened to be passing and picked it up for me, didn't you?
Yeah.
So I guess that probably means I've not really been outside the property since August. Which is good. It's a very desirable state of affairs. The only exception, I guess, is to greet an Uber Eats or Deliveroo rider. Not that I should need to, of course, because the instructions on the order do quite clearly say entry to flat 1 through side gate. Doesn't seem to be enough for them to find it. I mean, the instructions have varied over time. I've tried through side gate on main road, through side gate on right of building, many a possible explanation, but no, they either don't read them or the instructions are far too complex, which is unfortunate. So, here we are, it's November, soon becoming December. I hear news that the lockdown 2.0 finishes early December. Yeah, so looking forward to not going to see a barber until at least Easter. How's the cutting going back there, wife?
It's going fine.
Excellent. Have you cut a lot of hair in your time?
I have not. Yours is the only hair that I
That's good. Is this the second time it's been cut in the home setting?
Yes. Luckily, I have a fancy guard, so I can't shave your head too quickly.
A fancy guard.
A fancy guard.
I believe they have a similar fancy guard at the professional barber. That makes this as good as a professional experience.
Indeed.
I have a previous video on my channel, don't I, where I think, like, at the end, as a bonus clip, there was some me at a professional barber.
As professional as that place is, yes.
I believe it is Chop of Westbourne, a highly professional facility. We haven't had a barbecue for a while.
No, it's been a little bit cold.
Yes, well, barbecues usually heat things up.
True.
And when I sit as close to the barbecue as I sit, it's perfectly acceptable.
You do sit on a chair in front of the barbecue.
Yeah. So, how have you enjoyed Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
Well, it's very good. It's very Nordic.
It is very Nordic. We haven't got to England yet, though, have we? I hear we go to England at some point.
At some point. But we have played 10 hours and not started the game yet.
That is true. But we have got all of the wealths and all of the mysteries and all of the artifacts from the first area.
Yes. We are completions.
Only 10 hours.
$10, so you look good with a little side tuft.
I think in a previous video, I believe I showed the downstairs PC, the i7-4770K with the 2080 Ti, and I think in one of the comments I responded to someone and mentioned that I've been having a bit of a heat problem with the 4770K, which had caused some thermal throttling and somewhat made the Assassin's Creed Valhalla experience less fantastic. But fortunately, the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo cooler that I purchased arrived.
Oh my god, you have one really long red hair.
Red hair?
You're like ginger.
Like Ed Sheeran?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you want it?
No, it's okay. I don't need to be like Ed Sheeran.
You just want to be like Ed Sheeran.
No. No, he has to go to a lot of effort to make his money. He has to travel around and stand in front of people. Yes, anyway, so the Hyper 212 arrived and I have fitted it, which of course the Intel stock cooler has one of those simple push-through things for the LGA 1150 whatever mount. So yeah, it's a completely different back mount, so I just have to take the whole motherboard out to do it. So a full dismantling of the machine, but the mesh IC nicely easy to dismantle. And I fit the Hyper 212. I didn't bother videoing it. And prior to fitting the Hyper 212, the Intel stock cooler from the 7-year-old, whenever it was, 4770K. Yes, that was very chuffed up with gubbins. And the at-rest temperature was around 50 degrees, and during Valhalla play, it would get up to 90, high 90s, which is the thermal throttling point of that given processor. And now with the Hyper 212, the at-rest temperature is around 30 degrees, and at full whack, it seems to be around about 50 degrees. So I'd say it's working well. Would you say it's working well, mate?
It is working very well.
And it is pretty smooth, isn't it?
It is very nice.
How smooth would you say?
Smooth as glue.
Oh, that is very smooth. I would have thought you would have said butter.
No, butter is smooth. Is butter smooth? Like butter is smooth.
It can be. Or, yes. Or the phrase you recently learned that incorporated the word butter.
Oh.
To refer to the mild and meek boy.
Oh yes. It looks like you couldn't melt butter in your mouth.
That's right. As the old saying goes, you couldn't melt butter in your mouth. Butter wouldn't melt in his mouth, I believe, was what was said about the mild and meek boy. But he wasn't mild and meek, was he?
Yeah, but he was acting cool as a cucumber.
He was cool as a cucumber. Now that is a saying.
Let me get closer to your ears.
I will allow you to get closer to my ears.
You hold this.
I will hold it.
I'll be back.
Okay. Meanwhile, it's quite a cool day. Fairly traditional November day. I enjoy this weather, though I'm fairly well wrapped up to keep me safe in these conditions. It has been raining of recent. I had considered this hair treatment earlier in the month, but a lot of rainy days, and that makes it quite difficult to come out in the garden and use electrical equipment. Were you performing some important work back there?
Yes, I just went to fetch the grade 1 clipper.
The grade 1 clipper.
Because you're a grade 2, right? Yeah.
I'm a grade 2. Unlike Ed Sheeran.
No, he's a grade 8.
Grade 8.
They say.
The highest grade. I remember when Tej got his grade 8 in the drumming arts. For Tej is a fine drummer and a very, very sexy boy. You are getting close to the ear now, mate.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, good. I do like a close ear action.
Good.
Good grade.
Yes.
Good grade,
Good grade,
everyone. Now, I believe in the American school system you refer to the years of academia as grades, do you not?
We do.
And the first grade, what year is that? What age?
I don't know. 7, 6, 7?
7, right.
6?
6, possibly 5.
I honestly don't remember what age first grade was.
Now, I, as a man who started school in 1985, a very old man, when I began the school system here in Dorset, a 3-tier school system, you go from years 1 to 4, as in starting at age 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you go back to year 1 again when you go to middle school, and you'd have year 1, 2, 3, 4, and to get you up to age 13, and then you'd have upper school, which was Anyway, while I was in year 2 of middle school, they changed the system so that the years were contiguous, as all you kids today know them as. And so I was in year 2 and magicked up to year 6, and now it's a fully continuous system all the way through to year 11 and the end of mandatory schooling. How are we doing? Oh, would you like to shave my eyebrows?
I'm not going to shave them, but I will trim them.
Trim them? Yes. Shaving them off in full might make me look a little bit silly.
It might, but you're so blonde.
I'm so blonde.
Head back.
Head back.
Actually, head forward.
Head forward.
10 forward.
10 forward. We'll be served a drink by Guinan. Yeah, I don't hear a lot about Guinan these days, do we?
I heard something after the card came out.
Oh, really?
That she, or whatever gender Guinan is, may appear again in the saga.
Well, that's excellent. We do love Guinan. Guinan is very ancient.
I got a hair in my eye.
Oh dear. Guinan had a fantastic hat. A nice flat-topped hat.
Head back.
My good friend and colleague, network manager Tom Collins, and I often commented at how we enjoyed Guinan's hat.
You're good.
Oh, is that it?
That is it. You have very little hair to trim, so.
Excellent. My hair has been fully dealt with. Well, thank you very much, my wife, for having performed this duty this day.
You're welcome.
Do you feel I now look like a man with less hair?
Yeah.
Smooth.
I just killed a spider on my head, I'm sorry.
You killed a spider on my head?
I mushed it.
Oh dear.
I'm sorry.
Well, indiscriminate killing on my head, apparently.
Yes.
Well, I think we're about done here.
Yeah.
Now, normally, of course, I'd say I hope you found the video interesting and informative, but I think very little information was conveyed this day, and it certainly wasn't interesting. Well, guys, I hope you found the video interesting and informative. Did you find it interesting and informative?
I found it interesting and informative.
Anything you think our viewers should be doing at the moment?
You can comment below if you found anything interesting and informative.
Or, if you didn't, you can certainly comment below, tell me what you think of Tej and his manliness and sexuality. If you know Tej. If you don't know Tej, then you shouldn't do that. But you should know that he is all of the above. Is that about it?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to say.
No, I don't think there is anything else to say, except...
Goodbye.